Hi, my name is Kyle Jones. I'm a transfer student, and I went to the Crossing Borders New Student Dialogue, and I thought the New Student Dialogue was pretty interesting, just because it really gave me an opportunity to step back and look at myself and see how I view things differently compared to other Clemson students. And I went, like I said, I went to the Crossing Borders Dialogue, and I learned more about stereotypical attitudes and whatnot. And there was one interesting thing that really caught my attention, and that was just how stereotypical I am as a person, but I mean we are as a nation. Especially the lady who spoke and had the video talked about. She grew up in Africa, but so often we think certain times of people who grew up in foreign lands that they're less fortunate than we are. They're born in poverty and all types of things. And in her case, she wasn't. And honestly, when I looked and when I first saw her when she first started on the screen, I viewed her as the same way. She's from Africa. She probably grew up in poverty and just found some skill that, and hers was writing, of course, that helped her out and was able to bring her out of poverty. And not only her, but I mean, so often in life, it's different people from different walks of life. I know I live close to Clemson and about 30 minutes away, and there are places where you drive through town, you're like, okay, this is a bad part of town. You may lock your windows, lock your doors. Always have to be cautious, and not being cautious is not a bad thing, but being stereotypical is. And I noticed that me myself personally, I'm a stereotypical type of person, and that's probably something that I need to work on. Uh, our new student dialogue seemed to go pretty well. We had several different people that spoke up. I was one of the more silent people. I didn't talk very much, but when we got together with our groups and had the opportunity to discuss with them, it was different and interesting to see how their views maybe had an effect on my views. So maybe sometimes, like I was saying, I am more stereotypical than others in some aspects, and being with people who are also from up north in my new student dialogue, me being a southerner, it was really interesting to see their views and to see how they view stereotyping as different in a different way than I do, especially because some stereotypes are okay to have. Some stereotypes aren't all bad, but then again, they're not all true either. Just for instance, how people view Asians as really good at math or whatnot, and some people, I guess, some Asians aren't that great at math sometimes. But it was interesting to see how some people viewed things differently than I did. One thing that was really neat, like I said, was being able to talk to different people of different walks of life. Some people who you know have things differently than I do, as far as maybe um, not as much not as much into the social life as much as I am, or whatnot, and to view their opinions. All different walks of life and different backgrounds, and it was really neat to study some of the scenarios together, and also to make our stereotypical type, I guess, our wheel, the person that we are, and to characterize what things are most important to us in life, and to talk to others, and view them differently, because of course my most important thing was religion, while others viewed success and relationships and fame and whatnot as more important than the things that I had. And it was neat for me to be able to express my feelings to the people in my group about why I chose what I chose as important, and also neat to understand why they chose what they chose as important. So like I was saying, they're all different types of walks in life and stereotypical, and it's important that I really sit down and come up with some ideas and focus on what I need to do not to be so stereotypical, especially if I'm going to be a business major. I really will be forced to deal with people sometimes who, have come up with different walks and come from different walks and different types of backgrounds than I do. And being a business major, it's tough sometimes not to be stereotypical when it comes to interviewing people, or going in and going for looking for a job, and kind of how companies run different things and ethical backgrounds and whatnot. So I'm really looking forward to working with myself as far as, yeah, you're judging stereotypes and whatnot. Um, like I said, I was more of the silent type, but there were two guys in my class who were, made the dialogue really, really interesting as far as, speaking out, and they kind of had differing views, different opinions, and they keep going back at it, back and forth. It was friendly. It was a friendly environment, but it was lots of fun, and I'm really glad that I did do this one. At first, I wasn't so sure about the crossing borders idea, but I'm really really fortunate that I did choose this one, and I'm glad that it opened my eyes to so many different things, and I will definitely work harder at not being so stereotypical, and trying to meet someone before I really start viewing them or judging them in my own eyes. So it's always best to meet the person before you actually make those judgments. And I know sometimes in our culture it's really hard because we see someone, we're like, okay, well, this person fits in with these people here, or this person fits in with these people. So definitely my idea, my job is to work on that myself personally, and hopefully I can become a better person as well. So thank you once again, and